you guys have already done the needful, which is to share the space, which is to retweet the space. You guys are amazing, and I played a special number for you guys already. You guys will be rich till you die. All right, now for those of you that are yet to do that, I don't know what you're waiting for. I have over 370 of you on the platform, so I need 300 retweets right now. Guys, let's hit the retweet button. Let's share the space. Let's like the space. Let's invite people into the room tonight. Let them know that the number one space on Twitter is up and running. And we are about to get into business, discussing serious issues that has to do with nation building, as we always do on the platform. A platform that we always dish out facts and figures mixed with a little bit of buzz. And if you're not joining us for the first time, you're welcome to church. In this church is a church that we always advise people on time. When you step into this building, you are meant to be sure of your health, because we perform miracles in the building. Though we perform miracles here, we there are so many miracles happening here. But if your case is too important, that the doctor always advises you to take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the night, I advise you, please, this is not the platform for you. Leave the building, because hand go touch you. All right, guys, as I always say, I sell our market on the platform before we get into our program for the day. Thank you, my brother Jimmy. I see you up here. Thank you. I always sell our market because it is important where you walk and where you go shop. So, guys, I'm saying this right now for all of you on the platform right now. Please, if you know people that are not on Twitter, you have people that are not on that do not make use of Twitter. You have people that are not good with social media, but they want to. You know how important the conversations we have here. You know how important it is to have people in this room. I want you guys to please go on our website. We have an online radio. It is smooth. It is seamless. You can stream with very low data. You can always get and join the conversations. The only difference is that you cannot request the mic, but you're going to be hearing this conversation live on www.radio.vawulencespace.com. And I posted it on the comment section. You can click the link. You can share the link on your WhatsApp across your social media handles. And yes, also, we're streaming this platform on our YouTube channel. That is Vawulence Space TV YouTube channel. We are also streaming on Facebook. We are trying to do all we can to make sure these conversations we have here go far and wide. And I'm so grateful for how far we have come. I'm so grateful for the people, the feedbacks I get after the spaces. People telling me, I said it on the last space. A friend of mine told me his mom, actually in her 60s, she's always one of the first members that come to church here. She's always cleaning the chairs. And she's the one I like call him. Church have started though, and she's in Nigeria, he's in America, and he has to wake up and come to church. So you see how important this conversation is. I heard from a friend that the Vawulence place was playing in an African shop in Texas, and that was last week. So we are going far. We are breaking boundaries. We are sending this message far and wide to the people that needs to hear this message. Nigeria must be liberated. I understand how much we are the media right now. They have done everything to stifle media, and it's going to only get worse with this terrorist government in power. So, guys, the ones we are building, and I say this all the time, we are going somewhere. We are just starting. We are going somewhere. And with that, I say a very big birthday shout out to the only voice I recognize on television right now, Rufai Husseini. Today is your birthday, and I know you always come on the Vawulence Space with your Bona account because you don't want to come to church. You wear marks when you're coming to church. This is our church. You wear your marks. You don't come with your real face. We know you're here listening to us. Happy birthday to you. Please keep doing the work you're doing. God bless you. God strengthen you and your family. Do not relent. Do not, if they do any Arise TV, we'll start up Vawulence Space TV, and you come and be an anchor on Vawulence Space TV. You have your own show. In fact, we'll give you the whole day for you to be firing them. We'll protect you in our television, not like other televisions. So happy birthday one more time to the fight, guys. Go on the fight page if you can go there. Wish him happy birthday from the Vawulence Space. Let him know that he's loved and he's appreciated for the work he does for the country. All right, guys, let's jump into the program for the day. Thank you one more time to all our first respondents. How many of you have retweeted this space? How many of you have retweeted this space? Do I have stubborn? Why are people stubborn? Please retweet the space, share the space, let people know that we are up and we are running today. My people. All right, welcome to the Church of Vawulence one more time. I want us to jump into stuff that we have to discuss today. I know parents people reached out to me and said, Saddam, we're meant to talk about the judiciary, and I got some information about the judiciary, and I feel like we're just going to be, when we start getting towards the case, we will up the ante. I think everybody right now understands what we have to what is in our case. Everybody understands our prayers. We understand that the reason why APC are running Heleketa Sekeketa is because of how powerful our case is. They know that this case, they pursue them day and night. So they cannot sleep. They are trying to divert us. They are trying to distract us. It is because of how powerful our case is. All the prayers we have brought before the court, I think every obedient knows that. But we're going to be amplifying it. But it is not why we are here today, honestly. I'm so sorry, because I think there are more important things that we have to discuss today. I came to my notice. We have been overshadowed by so many events that we tend to lose touch with humanity in this country. We tend to lose touch with the fact that every life in Nigeria matters. Every human life wasted is one destiny wasted. It's one family. We are putting one family into mourning. We are putting how do I put it now? A clan into mourning, a village into mourning, a state into mourning. Every soul that get lost in that country due to carelessness, due to bad governance, due to insecurity in the country. And we witnessed 9 months periods of campaigning, a 9 month period whereby the whole insecurity died down automatically. We're just hearing pockets of violence here and there, pockets of insecurity there and there. All of a sudden, it seems like the people in charge of insecurity have gone and turned into politicians, and it started campaigning. All of a sudden, we stopped hearing killings here and there, and these guys did not wait for up to 2 months after elections, and they have resumed back their duty. What Nigeria have been known for over the past couple of 8 years has been the incessant killings across the federation. It has never been this bad before. So when they come out and gaslight you and tell you that and they were killing during PDP or during Jonathan 5 years tenure, remind them that we were just having bomb blasts, and it was restricted to one region. It was restricted to the northeast. It never got to the northwest. But under APC made sure that they made terrorism a very, very, very lucrative business. APC made sure that they made kidnapping the hottest business in Nigeria. APC pursued and killed other businesses and made sure that crime pays. They made sure that criminals were the biggest boys in Nigeria. In the past 8 years, APC took terrorism from the northeast and threw it to the northwest, and took it to the north central, and took it to the southeast, and have taken it to the southwest, and we have pockets of them in the south. Every region in Nigeria, collected one or two from APC in the last 8 years, and they have taken it up higher right now. We are seeing. I just sat down earlier today, and I saw a tweet from my sister Ngozi, and she sent a tweet. She posted a tweet today, and I was like, in the last 24 hours, because I had to go back. I had this conversation with my brother NC earlier on, and he was like, Saddam, I think this is what we should discuss, because it seems like Nigerians don't care until we push something to the burner. It just looks like nobody wants to talk about this fact that people are dying. And in the last 24 hours, children from the age of 12 to 17, 80 children were abducted. 80 children, not 8, not 18. 80 kids were abducted in Zamfara. And I'm thinking, 80 kids abducted in Zamfara. And the people that for the past last week, they were screaming, bigot, bigot. We'll translate it to Hausa and push it to the north. I'm not hearing any noise. 80 of your siblings were kidnapped. And it is nothing, it is no noise. It is normal, it is just normal business for Nigerians. They have shine light on Peter Obi, and there's nothing to see, and they've had to doctor a tape, and that tape was what made Arewa Peter rise up to speak and shout. We'll translate it. A tape that did not take one life, one soul. But here we are, 80 people in Zamfara was kidnapped, and it is normal. No wahala. We're talking of 80 people kidnapped in Zamfara. They now took it again to Benue. Benue State are the worst hit in this whole nonsense. Since after elections till now, Benue have lost close to 100 people. I think last month the news just passed us. We did not even see that news, because when I was doing my research on this platform for the show today, I was like, I think I've heard Benue. There was death in Benue last week or something. And I checked March 26th. March 26th, 34 people died. 34 people were killed. 34 people that have already been pursued from their villages and now refugees. Terrorist headmen came there and opened fire on them. 34 people died. 34 souls who have told them bye out of the earth. You don't do now. He reached yesterday again. Benue, they don't grieve for Benue. 51 people have died again in Benue. No noise. And I'm beginning to ask myself, is it with the recent Middle Belt agitation, with the awakening in the Middle Belt? Because I'm beginning to ask questions. Is it with the recent Middle Belt saying we are Middle Belt, this is who we are? Then all of a sudden insecurity is spouting around the whole northern region. All of a sudden deaths are happening, and people that are questioning the Middle Belters and asking them, are trying to force them into the relationship, are not even concerned about the people that are dying. We were on this platform, and one of the descendants, I don't know whether it's direct child or great or grandchild or great grandchild of one of the worst presidents in our history, Shagari. His son has been on Twitter telling Middle Belt, do not do this, do not do that, do not do this, do not do that. And all of a sudden, right now, people are dying in the north, and he and his lives are quiet. You go down to Sokoto, the Fulanis and the Hausas are fighting and people are dying. No noise. You go down to Taraba, people are being killed. No noise. I will be making numbers. 8 were killed in Taraba, 34 killed in Benue, 50 killed in Benue, 10 students were kidnapped in the dwarf of Kaduna State, El Rufai State. 10 students were kidnapped. No noise. All they are good at making noise is finding, is Peter Obi's white? Is there any dot? The dust touches white. That is where these people are interested. They don't freaking care. And I keep saying this. These people do not care if Nigeria burn. I say this all the time on this platform. And I'll keep saying it, that APC will either kill Nigeria or Nigeria kill APC. It is just a two-way. It is not, there is no love affair here. It's either we kill APC or APC kills us. It is either we kill that party or that party kills us. There is nothing good that has proven to come out from that party for the past 8 years. Just tears, blood, and sorrow. And for you that you're chilling in your mainland or your island, you're chilling, nothing is up. I want to remind you that by March 26th, this same year, it skipped us. There was the Fulani massacre in Ondo State again. They did not remember that no, the president-elect is from Southwest. They did not remember that. For people that feel that when we come out here and we scream and we shout, you think it's all about bigotry, you think it's all about now my turn, you think it's all about party, now my party. You are watching this country sink into abyss for your greedy and selfish being. My people, if we begin to talk about the deaths in Nigeria that have happened the past couple of days, it is so painful. But I think I will still take you guys, because today I think today's space is going to be a space of reflection. Let us reflect on how far we have come as a people. Let us reflect on why, when we say on this platform that we have to end APC, we have to end APC. No. We have to end that party. We have to end that party. And we're talking. I was thinking that, okay, are we going to just focus on the killings? And she said, no, that we shouldn't focus on the killings alone. That there's something more interesting. Oh, God have mercy. Despite the hunger in the land, despite the economic woes of Nigeria, Despite the pains Nigeria are passing through, despite we saying that this year will be the worst year for Nigerians, by May 29th, 17 state governors will hand over to their successors. And these governors retire into their lives, and are retiring into a life of luxury. They're retiring into a life of affluence. I'm not going to do the reading on what these guys are going to retire to. I think I'll allow when else is giving submission for him to break it down for Nigerians to understand. For you guys to really understand how wicked our elite class are. Nigeria, we have the most wicked and most insensitive set of elite class. I am reading what governors want to retire into. Some that spent 4 years, like Matalawa of Zamfara. Some that spent 8 years, like them Wike, them Okeze Pazu. The fucking most useless government in the history of Nigeria. Abia State governor. The reason why you saw Alex Oti the celebration in Abia State. When we read what this guy is going to retire into, you understand why, honestly speaking, Nigeria youth, it can never be well with any of you supporting this political class. It cannot be well with you. And you don't understand why they hate Peter Obi so much. 16 years running. 16 years? Sorry, not up to 16 years. Close to 10 years running after being a governor. Not one bottle of water has Peter taken as pension. Some of these governors, their pension is that.
Wait, Saddam, that matter. Let me deliver that matter because
you will do it. Please.
Hey, God.
You will do it. You will do it. I cannot. I don't think. I don't think I have.
It's going to be a lengthy submission.
Nigerians, I beg. Kai. Oh my God. See, you now understand why grab it, snatch it, run away with it is the anthem of politicians in Nigeria. When you read what these bastards retire into as pension, you will now understand why they don't freaking care if they burn down the whole state, if they kill 100 people, if they kill 1 million people just to get to power. Because at the end of all those killings, they will retire to affluence. They will retire as kings and queens for the rest of their lives. They will never know anything like suffering anymore. Why you that you're hustling for 30K? Why you that anywhere you just see you? In fact, every day you wake up in the morning, you will search online, giveaway. You now go find the latest giveaway. Go through your account number. You will come online here and be defending the same people that has made you and your future useless. Same people that are saying today that if you read medicine after 7 years, 6 years in school, 1 year housemanship, you will now still spend another 5 years compulsory practicing before you get your license. And you see people supporting the same leaders. They don't understand why obedience are shouting for change. They don't understand why we are screaming that we want a new order. They don't understand these things because you have sold your capacity to think, your ability to reason to people that have bought your future and are flexing it with their kids overseas. I went my submission with the queen of the moment, the greatest black lady right now in the world. The most powerful black, in fact, we should not be limiting it to lady. The most powerful black person in the world right now. Because when I limit to lady now, they say she's greater than every man. In fact, now want to give her chief. That's why they answer chief before. Chief Chimamanda Adichie. You're too much, man. God bless you. I remember in one group we're in. we're in one group with my brother Otumba. We're in one group. And with Jimmy, we're in that group together. And they are screaming, Peter, Peter, get PR, get professor, get this, get that. Hey, yeah. Otumba said something. I will never forget. Otumba, I say, it's either that you're tapping for my gift of prophecy, or you're not becoming a better prophet than I am.
Anointing rubs off. So
Okay,
it rubbed off.
yes. God bless my brother. Anointing, you're now Elijah. Elisha. You're not collecting plenty of the anointing because your ability of prophecy these past few days it has been legendary. Otumba said something in that group. He said, Kai Otumba, God bless you. That I said, I never saw it coming. He said, all these PR, that was when Lai Mohammed was in America live. When he flew in to America, Lai Mohammed flew into America to do his job of lying. And people were running Helekete Sekete. They were running Helekete Sekete, and they were saying, obedience, you need to change this. Even me, I almost fell for it. I said, Peter, I need to do something. Otumba came here and said, no. That we have been doing the job and we'll continue doing it. We'll not give them one space. In fact, what I expect right now is just one letter for Chimamanda Adichie. Basi. I said that. I said that thing.
Nah lie, it talk him. He caught Chimamanda Gongo.
God is my witness.
I go send you the screenshot.
Send the screenshot, please. Send the screenshot. When I say talk him. He talk him. And somebody can say, what do you mean? Do you know what do you mean by one letter for Chimamanda? Who is that? What is it? Hey, I say this or not know what is happening. It did not reach 3 days. It did not reach 3 days after that whole brother in that group. Chimamanda drop. That same handle that say, what do you mean? Is the one that posted in the group and say, hey, Chimamanda lost cut everywhere. I remember that I say, oh my goodness. Oh God have mercy. The ability for us on this platform to see as in future occurrences is genius. And that is why I love and I respect everyone on this platform. You guys are amazing. Chimamanda, God bless you. 24 God salutes. Today's offering, we're going to dedicate it to you and tithes. Every tithe in this church. Please, on this platform today, all of you go on the comment section, go and tell our big chief. Tell her that on the Vawulence, please go to her handle and praise her. Go and thank her for what she has done. Because I'm hearing in America that message, now Jimmy will give us some insight, that the message is going viral in America. Everybody's running Helekete Sekete. In America now, then they run Helekete Sekete. They want to send more. Tinubu want to send more people. That lie Mohammed lie did not lie well. They want to send more. They say they want to recruit Festus Kiyamo and FFK. They say FFK don't ban the visa. They don't ban FFK visa. They want to get a new visa. They say there's no visa for FFK. There is no way FFK can find himself to America. So please, guys, go and shout out to our big sister, Chimamanda. When you do good, we hail you on this platform. And you can see I'm saying this because the old man, let me end my submission with this. I don't know that some people are so cheap. I never knew that some people are so cheap. I will not say that. I want people to hear yourself. Let me like saying me talk. Please, guys, spare me 45 seconds and listen. Listen to a man that we respected so much that just came out to fall his hand. Just listen. Listen to why he had to say so.
It was pots and pans. I mean, what more essential thing do you require? If you're moving into an unfurnished building, you need to cook. His wife, Remy, sitting there, had thought about these details and sent pots and pans and fridge or whatever to the house to enable myself and my family to survive until my house was repaired in Ogun.
So Saddam, that clap don't they happen since? See, hear the stupid people with the clap for background.
Pots. Wait, we simply hear this word. Listen.
But it was pots and pans.
So you say what? It was what?
But it was pots and pans. I mean, what more essential thing do you require if you're moving into an unfurnished building? You need to cook. His wife, Remy, sitting there, had thought about these details and sent pots and pans and fridge or whatever to the house to enable myself and my family to survive until my house was repaired.
My people, that is Professor Wole Soyinka.
Nobel laureate.
Nobel laureate.
You gotta add that.
Addressing Tinubu and his people.
Naira Land sold us out for 12,000. This one sold his country out for pots and pans.
Pots
now,
and pan. Pots and pan. Now me use sell out. God have mercy. My people, welcome to the Vawulence Space. We are discussing serious issues today. I think I'm going to take the back seat right now. Allow my fellow deacons, bishops, archbishops in this church to drop in their submissions and let's get the conversation rolling. Guys, one more time, thank you for always joining us. Share the space, retweet the space. It's going to be a wonderful conversation tonight on the Vawulence Space. And if you have anything to say that you don't want, you're shy of the mic, please drop it in the comment section. We'll be reading your comments on the platform. And with that, I say good evening and welcome to the Vawulence Space. N6, my brother, if you can help me take it away from here.
I'm here. Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me loud and clear, my network has been dodgy. Just give me a love emoji or a thumbs up emoji, and then I'll continue with my submission. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. You're welcome to the Church of Vawulence. This is the Sabbath Day edition. We know they come church here on Sunday. But today, a lot is happening. APC's terrorists have resumed duty. If there was one thing I thought about, I said, after plundering Nigeria, after collecting billions of naira, after collecting 400 million naira in cash and 200 million naira worth of dollars direct from the CBN in one of their kidnap attempts, in the one especially at the Kaduna Railway, I thought that after putting in one of their ex-boys and one of their guys, or after rigging themselves, that these things will calm down. Clearly, it did not happen. I just put up a question and I asked, I said, if this administration is handing over, according to them, to a fellow administration from their party, why are they so bent at bankrupting the country? Because I don't understand it anymore. You need to understand that in 2 days, the last Vawulence Space was on Thursday. This is Saturday. A lot has happened in this country already. Sometimes it's good because we busted so much of the APC plans and propaganda this week. Most of them were not allowed to last more than a few hours, that we got some reprieve. So I could go through the major headlines in the country and find out what is really going on in Nigeria that might be flying below the radar while these people divert us with Peter Obi this, Peter Obi that, Peter Obi this. The other day, barely 24 hours ago, they tried to bring a man that looked like a herbalist to take over the Labour Party. He said one of his first spots of duty was to drop the presidential tribunal election petition from the courts. I saw the picture of the man that they said wants to be the new head of Labour. I said, has this man been following Labour? Does he know what the average obedience looks like? See, as him be. It didn't take a few hours. Obedience had gone to the place and gotten back Oga Julius as head of the Labour Party. I'm very happy for this. Why am I saying this? APC's terrorism in the last few days has been scary. I saw a post from Bishop. I will put it up on the Jumbotron. The names of 80 children that were kidnapped. It breaks my heart because even in the United States, when a gunman goes into a school and kills 3 children and 4 teachers or 11 children, you see the pensive mood he puts the nation in. They have their gun violence issues that they're trying to solve, but the respect for life still shows even when somebody's life is lost in wanton acts of violence. But we've reached a point in Nigeria. The APC manipulated the world into believing the Chibok girls situation. And the Chibok girls was a school of over 200 girls who were kidnapped. They got the world trending, bring back our girls, when they were postulating like the good guys. It's now that we're seeing rumors and stories linking even them to that kidnap. You wanted to paint a government so bad that you looked the other way while terrorists went and kidnapped all the girls from an all-girls school. And this is the scorecard of Kashim Shettima, and that is the man that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is using as his vice presidential candidate today. So, it just shows you that evil does not take a break. You are better off fighting evil head on, pound for pound, punch for punch. Who dies first, is better. Who dies first is better than to live a life of servitude to clean, clear, blatant evil. I will not go, but let me do that. Saddam has done that, so I'll just make it even more compact. The amount of people that have died in the last 48 hours alone in this country. The first breaking news: suspected killer herdsman killed 34 in Benue. So put 34 down. Another breaking news: bandits abducted 8 Kaduna students. So add 34 to 8. That is how many now? Another headline: bandits abduct 10 students in Kaduna. This was on the 4th of this month alone. So calculate again: 34 plus 8 plus 10. Another headline: bandits abduct 80 children in Zamfara. So calculate: 34 plus 8 plus 10 plus 80. But one headline that flew under the nose of everybody is the one that blew my mind. It happened on April the 6th. Listen very carefully. The police command in Lagos State confirmed that 3 persons were killed by unknown gunmen in Gowon Estate, Ikpaja area of the state. The command spokesperson, a man called Benjamin Hundeyin, confirmed the news on Thursday. Hundeyin said the incident happened on Wednesday around 11:35 p.m. He said the Gowon Estate Police Division received a call from the naval block of an estate that some people were shot by some unknown gunmen on 41 Road Union Block in Gowon Estate. 2 patrol teams moved to the scene. Now they found out that
In
the 3
Lagos.
people that in Lagos, the 3 people that had been shot were actually policemen. That was what they found out. Let me break this for you again. Inspector of police was killed. An unidentified police officer was killed during a clash between security operatives and motorcycle, that's Okada men in Lagos. This was April the 5th. April the 5th. The other one, April the 6th. Now, the commercial motorcycles were said to have resisted the police using cutlasses and other objects and attacked the police officers. Benjamin Hundeyin confirmed this as well. He said the police officers were at a scene trying to enforce the existing ban on motorcycles in Lagos. 2 suspects were arrested. 41 motorcycles were impounded. Now, he also tweeted...
Okada.
Yes, Okada, not even the Okada. He said it resulted in the death of 1 police officer and serious injury to another DPO. But what the headlines say is that a police inspector and 2 others died in that fracas. Benjamin Hundeyin said 1 police inspector died, 1 DPO was gravely wounded. This is in Lagos. In Lagos. Okay, no wahala. I always repeat that the chaos that is coming in this country, I promise you, as an obedient, do not talk about anything protest, because it will have nothing to do with Peter Obi. It will have nothing to do with obedience. It will have nothing to do with Igbo people, and they will not even be able to pin it on us. It will have everything to do with the ineptitude of the Nigerian federal government. So let me go to our second topic, which was what I told Saddam: throw away anything we are discussing and let us discuss this today. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has taken the fall for a lot, leading to several other criminals, dangerous mini jagabans, to fly under the radar in this country. This was breaking news yesterday into today. And it was so unraveling for me that I had to tell Saddam, come on, are you sure you didn't see this thing? The 5-star retirement package for Nigerian governors. So apparently, 17 state governors will be handing over to their successors on May 29th this year. We retired 17 governors. Some of them have spent 2 tenures. They are retiring normally. Some of them did 1 tenure and were voted out of power. But listen to what is really going on in your country. Governors Nyesom Wike, Ifeanyi Okowa, Udom Emmanuel, Abdullahi Ganduje, Badaru Abubakar, Bello Matawale, Ben Ayade, Okezie Ikpeazu of Abia State that achieved absolutely nothing throughout his tenure and went ahead and gave women 500 naira, the equivalent of $2 if you were pregnant. That was the highest achievement he could point to. Dave Umahi.
Less than $1.
Less than $1. Dave Umahi. All of these guys are going to be retiring into some very, very generous retirement pensions that is something that we might just be caught up in Peter Obi and Tinubu and Atiku and election petitions. These things will fly under the radar. Another set of criminal governors that are also leaving power are the following beautiful names: Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, Samuel Otom, Darius Ishaku, Abubakar Bello, Abubakar Bagudu, Nasiru El-Rufai, Simon Lalong, Aminu Masari, Aminu Tambawal. Now, the outgoing governors, most of who will be completing 2 terms of 8 years in office, will be entitled to generous monetary pensions, mansions, luxury vehicles, and domestic staff. So let us go into all of them. Are you ready, people? This will be a 5-minute read. Bear with me. In Rivers State, Wike and his deputy, Dr. Epali Bobanigo, will enjoy generous benefits. This is under the Rivers State Pension Law, which was set up in 2012, ironically, by Rotimi Amechi. They will enjoy 100% of their basic salaries, sure banker, for life. They will enjoy 300% of their annual basic salaries. So they'll get their entire basic salaries times 3, but this will be for furniture, free medical services anywhere in the world paid for by the state, and provisions for entertainment. So if Wike is drinking whiskeys that cost £9,000 already, and River State will be entertaining him for the rest of his life, I leave that to you. His deputy will also enjoy the same perks. All right. Now, these perks also include 2 choice houses in any area of their choice in River State and Abuja, and 3 cars replaced every 3 years for the governor for the rest of his life. All right. Fantastic. Let's move forward. Ifeanyi Okowa from Delta State.
Please. You said 3 cars replaced every 3 years.
3 cars replaced every 3 years for the governor. 2 cars for the deputy governor. The law also provides 20% of their salary, 10% and 10% of their salary will be earmarked for utilities, accommodation, maintenance, and entertainment, respectively. Wike will be entitled to all of this for the rest of his life, except he decides otherwise. He's not Peter Obi, he won't decide otherwise. Moving forward. So that is Rivers State. So when you hear your state, if you hear say your governor they come out, they tell you what your governor they come out with. Delta State. Okowa is entitled to a furnished duplex in Delta State or any other state in the country. Medical treatment anywhere in the world for him and members of his immediate family. Okowa is entitled to 2 vehicles, including a utility vehicle, basically a Hilux, every 2 years for the rest of his life. 2 armed policemen, 1 DSS state security officer. Okowa is also entitled to 15 days vacation every year to any place of his choice in the world for the rest of his life and other benefits. His deputy governor is also entitled to similar perks.
Please, is he entitled to go to the dentist?
I guess it's here somewhere. It's under medical. Now, please remember, the law of Delta State says the ex-governor will be paid all benefits pegged at 50 million naira a year. So he will make 50 million naira a year for the rest of his life. Such perks would then include 1 duplex in any city of his choice, 1 SUV, and a backup car, which will also be replaced every 2 years. He will also have an office with 4 aides, 2 security personnel, and monthly salaries. Each of his domestic workers will not earn less than 100,000 naira monthly. So all of you people tagging DSS, no need. All the DSS, then they use them to get man for ex-state governors. 2 DSS for the rest of their life. 2 DSS. They tag DSS. They play. DSS, they open gate for ex-governor. If you're from Akwa Ibom, say hello. Hello, Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom's
Hello.
case is worse. Akwa Ibom's case is worse. Akwa Ibom reportedly spends an average of 267 million, 78 million naira yearly just maintaining their ex-governors and their deputies. Governor Udom Emmanuel and his deputy are expected to enjoy the same privilege under the Akwa Ibom State Pension Act 2014. They are entitled to the replacement of their official and utility vehicles every 4 years. Take note. Now, a former governor of the state, Godswill Akpabio, drew the anger of Nigerians in 2014 when he drew 100 million naira under this Pension Act as medical allowance because it was provided for him in the law. So, let me just remind you, Akwa Ibom is spending 267.78 million naira every year just maintaining their ex-governors, and Godwin Udom Emmanuel and his deputy and his family just got added to that list. Another person here is Ganduje of Kano. With all the dollars he stuffed in his pocket, I don't know why he's still collecting money from the states. But Governor Ganduje and his deputy are entitled to 100% of their basic salaries for the rest of their life. He's entitled to a 6-bedroom house in Kano, in Abuja, and anywhere else of his choosing in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Free medical treatment for him and his immediate family upon handover on May the 29th. This also goes for his deputy governor, and there's also a law guiding that Ganduje will also get well-equipped offices for him and his deputy governor, paid for by the Kano state government. Jigawa state is another funny state. I don't know, they are not in one of the highest earning states in this country, but the Jigawa state's law of pensions also stipulates that a governor who successfully completes his term without impeachment will be entitled to a monthly pension equivalent to his current salary, 2 brand new vehicles to be provided by the state government to be replaced every 4 years, 6-bedroom, fully furnished house, 2 personal assistants, not below grade 10, 2 drivers selected by the governor to be paid for by the state for the rest of his life, a fully furnished office in any location of his choice nationwide, fully paid medical treatment within Nigeria and abroad. The deputy governor is also to get a monthly pension equivalent to the incumbent salary, 1 assistant not below level 8, 1 brand new vehicle every 4 years, 4-bedroom flat, and an office in any location of his choice. Governor Matawale is also very funny for me. Governor Matawale lost his re-election bid. So just for doing 4 years, 1 tenure, someone just did 1 tenure. He just served in government for 4 years, lost re-election, and under the Pension Amendment Act of Zamfara State 2006, listen carefully to what Governor Matawale is entitled to for the rest of his life. He has life equivalent to the salary of the incumbent governor, 2 personal staff members, 2 vehicles replaceable every 4 years, 2 drivers, free medical for the rest of his life for him, his family, the deputy governor, and all his immediate family in Nigeria or abroad. Emphasis on in Nigeria or abroad. Now, it's also stipulated that the Zamfara state governor will be collecting 7 million naira and 2 million for his deputy, but it was reviewed to 10 million naira and 5 million naira for the rest of his life for other utility payments. So minus his salary, he'll get 10 million naira a month. His deputy gets 5 million for the rest of his life. Sokoto State, Governor Tambuwal is expected to inherit Sokoto State pension law, makes a provision to give him 200 million naira every 4 years. His deputy is entitled to perks amounting to 180 million naira every 4 years. They'll be given residence, domestic aid, security, and vehicles that will be renewed every 4 years. Abia State is the one that blows my mind. For one of the most inept and useless governors in the history of this country, Governor Ekpazu is entitled to 100% of his salary and official vehicles worth 20 million naira to be replaced every 4 years. Governor Ekpazu is also entitled to a police orderly, 2 operatives of the DSS, 2 policemen for his security of his house. So that's 3 people for him, 2 police for his house, as well as allowances for cook, stewards, driver, and gardener, while his deputy will enjoy the same benefits. Now, this is the pension law for Delta State, for Abia State, I'm sorry. For Niger State, Governor Abubakar Sani Bello will vacate the government house in Mina, but he'll also get a house anywhere he wants, 2 drivers, 2 personal assistants, security aids, and SUV renewable every year. If you're from Niger State, other people, they're changing their SUV every 2 years, every 4 years. Niger State is renewable every year, and he'll
That
also
lie.
get a Niger State, yes, Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, he will vacate the government house, but under the law for Niger State, he will get, I repeat, he will get 2 drivers on grade level 7, 2 personal assistants on grade level 8, security aids, and an SUV renewable every year. He will also get a mansion in any location of his choice nationwide. Niger State.
Sorry. So you mean his SUV is like operating system? They upgrade
Yes,
it
every year you go to upgrade, and like iPhone, once they bring new iPhone, they change the SUV. So that's Niger State. Some
The
states,
same Niger State, no Peter
oil
Obi
rich
shout.
states are doing every 2 years, every 4 years.
No be the same
Niger,
Niger
Governor
State, no Peter
Sani
Obi
Bello.
shout. He gas go occupy.
It's a structure. It's actually a structure
Otumba,
of
our state, they
criminality.
won't go buy land though.
No,
It's a
it's the
structure of
vast
criminality,
lands
Sada.
now. The vast lands
The
now.
vast land.
You know, so that's a big way. You know, to cover the length and breadth, you need the vehicle every
But
year.
yeah, by the time you drive the vast lands of Niger State, the tire mileage go down. You go sell the car for Tokumbo. You have a point, Otumba. You have a point.
God help us. Hey,
Can I continue, or do you need more heartbreak?
please cook.
Okay,
Wait,
fantastic.
before you continue, I sent you one for what US governors get. Please, I don't know if you can do a comparison at your time. I sent you your DM also.
All right,
There's a
I'll
breakdown.
get my
You'll be
calculator
shocked
and
how
crunch
much
the
salary,
numbers.
how low their compensation is. You'll be shocked.
So can I continue, please? If you remember, this is happening in 17 states, with each state having. You see, some states have office, some states 6 bedrooms, some states 2 house, some states 2 cars, some states 5 day. Like Abia State, where the guy don't commit well, he collect 5 security, 2 DSS, 1 police, 2 police for his house. States where the governor just thief normal money, no to the fear, 1 DSS, 1 police. If you dey follow the story, you go dey notice each best governor name, and according to in crime, you go see as in the go package himself with the pension. So let's move forward, children of God in the Church of Violence. If you're from Ebonyi State, put your hands in the air. Ebonyi State Political Office Holders Amendment Law 2011 make the following provisions for Governor Umahi. Now, even worse, Umahi is set to move to the Red Chamber of the National Assembly. The law also made provisions for vehicles, personal aids, amongst others, for the governor and his deputy. So this is just crazy. Now, the sad part is that, let me also read you the last one. Katsina State, Governor Masari will complete his 2nd term. He served as the Speaker of the House of Reps before becoming governor. Now, the Katsina State pension law, as amended, provides pension for all former governors. And the governor, just like his predecessor, will enjoy free houses, medical services under the law, as well as pension benefits of 2.2 million naira monthly for the rest of his life, vehicles that will be changed every 2 years, and personal aids as well. Now, as at press time, however, the pension laws for former governors and their deputies from the following states: Cross River, Enugu, Taraba, Kebbi, Kaduna. I know that Nasrullah Rufai will hide his own. Kaduna and Plateau states could not be obtained by pressmen. However, the pension laws of the following states could not be obtained: Cross River, Enugu, Taraba, Kebbi, Kaduna, and Plateau states could not be obtained by the pressmen. So please understand.
He own go worse pass.
Yeah. You
All
trust.
the money where you don't carry, go
You
put for European universities already. That one self. Yeah,
you
Kaduna, what's
trust.
Kaduna?
You trust. He can, if he hide the money in that his son's neck alone, like $6 billion fit day between that one's esophagus and his shoulders, no shaking. But anyway, that's really the scam going on in the ex-governor's pension scam. Remember, 17 of these guys are going to be paid all of this for life. Already, states like Cross River are bleeding by paying 270 something million naira to these guys every year. We cannot continue like this. Lord knows. I remember reading the Lagos pension one, and Lagos's own was dastardly enough already. So please, I beg of you, Nigerians, don't forget that while we are here, Muhammadu Buhari is still in power, and Ahab is still wreaking havoc on the finances of this country. Please, I beg of you guys. I don't know how we can do this thing with civil society. If you saw today, Sunday Dare is looking for 21 billion Nigerian naira to rehabilitate national stadium. Please, in Lagos, we have Teslim Balogun, we have Onikon Stadium, we have 1,000 secondary schools with good football pitches. Football is not our problem in Lagos. Please, that national stadium, let them destroy it once and for all. Let's say goodbye to that edifice. It came, it saw, it conquered, and let us use that plot of land and do something better. If not, leave it and plant flower and let it help the environment. But this continuous wastage, like you're telling me we can't do something better with 21 billion for Nigerian youth and sports, is just absolutely ridiculous. All of these stories, all of these fraudulent actions are flying under the radar while they divert you with their drug lord, his equally sick vice presidential candidates. Terrorists are back on the prowl. You might not know this. This is the last information I'm going to read before I drop here. I'm so sorry, you guys will have to bear with me. A deputy governor in this country was kidnapped, and nobody seems to be talking about it. The Nasarawa State ex-deputy governor, the abductors of the former deputy governor of Nasarawa State, Professor Onye Giye Wado, have demanded 70 million naira in ransom before he will be released. This is actual breaking news. A deputy governor in this country was kidnapped. Now, they placed a call when the professor was abducted, and they abducted him Friday morning in his village, somewhere called Gwagi Village, Wamba local government area. He was abducted by these gunmen, and they have requested for 70 million naira. This is just madness. They said they begged and they were giving 2 million naira. The family has said they cannot raise anything more, and these guys have insisted and have kept a deputy governor. So if you think that you're even going to retire with these fraudulent pension benefits and 5 DSS and all of that will save you, a deputy governor of Nasarawa State is currently in the hands of kidnappers, and they're requesting for 70 million naira, and his family does not have it. Nigeria, we need to do something. If you look at all of these indices, you cannot tell me that 8 million Nigerians went and voted Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC in the just concluded elections when you add the currency scam, the fuel scarcity crisis, and just the all-around distrust of the Nigerian people with this terrorist organization, this cartel, this cabal that took over power and wrestled over power by force in 2015. I don't know how we are going to do this, whether legally or physically, but I'm so sorry, APC youths, you guys have to get up and start holding your people to account. It's not every stupid thing you get up and defend. I repeat, a minister of aviation spent 35 million United States dollars on 10 fire trucks. 10 fire trucks. And you as an APC youth, instead of you to be putting up think tanks as a young Nigerian to say, sir, in the Ministry of Aviation, you cannot tell me that 35 or to 38 million dollars, that was the best idea you could come up with. Rather, you went to Google what is the most expensive fire truck to start defending your corrupt minister.
It's even like one.
This is the idiocy that goes on amongst the APC that I asked the young APC youth. Is it till they destroy this country? So what are they going to leave for you? You Jagaban army, you young statesmen. I don't understand. If you're an APC youth and you are hearing that there's going to be subsidy removal from June the 1st. It is a horror movie that even my brain cannot fathom the price of petrol at 800 naira a litre. Then you hear that the Minister of Finance's bright idea is to distribute 800 million United States dollars amongst the poorest of Nigerian citizens, which you know you will not receive a penny. I ask again, how is that the smartest idea we can come up with? We can buy 1,000 buses, share it nationwide, because it's better. Public transportation will be on the rise at a time like this. We might consider bringing back Okada because they can go into the nooks and crannies and consume little fuel. You're not thinking of these ideas. You are here justifying why $800 million to be shared for Nigerians during one of the most poverty-infested times that is coming for this country is a bright idea. No wahala. Dear APC youth, at this point, I have done our best. We have done our best as obedience. But you guys who are within your party, look upon your future with pity. Look upon your future with pity. Host spaces and discuss Nigeria, unless you tell me that Nigeria burning, being bankrupt, and going to absolute hell is no concern of you. As long as you are defending this country, is fine. If it's at that junction, I bid you good day. Church of Vawulence, thank you very much for listening to my sermon. Thank you all.
My
God bless you.
brother, Otuma, sorry, before you come in, old Roger open space today and say, and diaspora people come back or and fix the country or stay back. I'm like, if you had any sense up in your brain, you know that if Nigeria, that diasporans want to come back and fix Nigeria, but no diaspora will come back to a country that they know that is not going to work for them, or you come and invest your money in a system that you know that when you invest, there is no check and balance that you can spend, you can invest your money and
There's no
grow.
respect for the rule of
There's no
law.
respect for the rule of law.
It's
There's
not,
no checklist.
Saddam,
There's no
it's even
nothing.
deeper than that.
My brother, I'm part
It's
of the
deeper than that.
diasporans that came back. I'm the set of the Banj, Don Jazzy,
N6,
Banky
N6.
W. We are part of them. So what
N6, please remind me, what was the name of
they no
that
go
Okada
shout and
service?
people go come house.
Go on, Otuma.
Continue,
N6,
my
what
brother.
was the name of
Sorry.
that Okada? What was the name of that Okada service guy that they killed? What Okada service was
Go
it?
Kada.
Go Kada, go Kada.
So you tell me, Nigerians, that we know how much hard some of us have to work, 1-2 jobs, whatever, save up money. You know the cost of education in this country, and then either put equity for my houses, and then move that money to a country where I know tomorrow, first of all, even to buy the land save I wish to build factory. I know I can spend the next 20 years in court fighting it. Then if I don't fight on the land, I know one governor or one Baba Saleh, or one guy will suddenly come and demand me to pay them 20 million naira or 50 million naira. Do you think we are plucking money from tree, or diasporans just have money hanging somewhere where every penny counts? You know the tax implication of the money you're pulling out from you, whether it's your mostly usually home equity or money you make from businesses. You know, you have me thinking that $800 million to build a modular refinery, I think it's about $50 million. They can build 50 modular refineries with that $800 million. 50, so do two, at least one per state, and states with larger population do 2 modular refineries. Are you telling me that within 6-8 months to a year, if you're serious with that $800 million, you build 50 modular refineries? Do you think the cost of petrol will not drop down very fast? But no, I remember there was one idiot that was asking for the mic, and I went to his space, and this idiot was praising the fact that the federal government went to borrow $800 million to share to people. The same thing with that fire truck, because once I went googling also. I think the most expensive fire truck is about $1.5 million. But my brother, if you see that fire truck compared to what these people bought for us, you should know the one they bought for us is not even anywhere near the class of those 1.5 million. So let's say they spent 1.5 million per one. That's for 10, that's $15 million. They spend another $5 million to do importation, which I don't think the government should spend $5 million to do importation. So that's $20 million. We'll still get
The
you
government doesn't pay
10.
for importation if it's part of their
No,
utilities.
let's add it in there. Let's add everything. Let's just say okay, $5 million. So because they have to buy a special crane to lift them off the ships. Let's agree. With $20 million, you can still get 10 top most expensive firefighters. So the $50 million left. Do you know how many salaries that money will pay? How much? Do you know how many hospitals that $50 million can spring up? You know, the whole doctor mess. Man, please, Esses, when you have a minute, please look at that document I sent you. I was looking at retirement packages for US governors. My brother, you'll be shocked. Some school teachers make more than their salary when they retire as governor. And you know what? That's why usually in the US, majority of them fall back to the private sector. They either go work for a private firm, or if some of them end up in the Senate, or maybe get a government appointment, they go back to the private sector because they know salary alone is not enough for them to live on. Even US presidents, once they leave, the ones that don't have businesses, you know what they do? They turn to speakers. They go and sign a speaking engagement. They go and get a speaking engagement to make money. They write books. They write movies to make money. Because what's retirement? Which Nigeria? I don't even know where. I don't know where
My
to
brother,
start.
see, Otuma, you know the most painful part.
Nigeria doesn't have a financial problem. We have a spending problem. And even worse, we have
Peter keeps
spent
saying this now.
rates
Peter
in
has been saying this
government.
for long now. Peter has been
Peter
saying
said,
this.
see,
That the
Mr. This Kalu financial analyst has also said it. The one time they were arguing about we had a revenue or spending problem. Peter, our problem is a spending problem. There's no other way. There's no. It's Why would a
A
governor?
spending problem mixed with a stupidity problem of supporters.
Okay, let me do a quick one. I put up a tweet under that Sunday Darius post. There was somebody who about a month ago hypothesized bringing down the main bowl of the national stadium and building a medical village, kind of like the turn in medicine. I'm still googling something. Apparently, Turkey invested, was it about $50 million into the cosmetic medical field, and it has already started reflecting in less than 8 months of investments. The world has been going to Turkey for cosmetic surgery. It started out with teeth. I think they invested first in the dental sector. A lot of people started going to Turkey for their teeth, and then they're into scalp now. So a lot of men are going to Turkey for
Air
scalp and hair
transplants.
transplant. So something is happening within the Turkish medical field, which is being spurred on by the government. And this is costing, I think, less than $100 million to implement. I don't have all the figures. A lot of it is written in Turkish. I'm a weirdo like that. I copy and then put on Google Translate. Sometimes I don't get the crux of the issue, but I'm really trying to find out. And this got me thinking, especially when I saw that tweet. I can't remember the tweet now. Somebody talked about a medical village being built right there, smack where the national stadium main bowl is. And it just blows my mind to think that for Peter Obi, who always shows me that he's a government that is on Twitter reading the intelligence submissions of intelligent Nigerians, you then wonder, is it that APC comes on Twitter, reads the intelligence submissions of intelligent Nigerians and goes, oh yeah, so I'm going to just do that. I'm going to take that, but do a dumber idea that has absolutely nothing, because they didn't come to talk about that medical thing. What we and I started hearing from the APCs to revitalize the main bowl of the national stadium. And I'm like, if you have been online, the only time the national stadium came up in a discussion on Twitter or on any other platform where it was discussed and Nigerians agreed on something was that medical village. So it got me thinking. There's a Reddit article that stated that you can build I think a 300 bed. Hold on, I'm so sorry, but you have to bear with me. It was some very very nice numbers. It was 3 billion naira with the help of the Lagos state government. Like they would help you out with the land, help you out with importation of the medical goods and stuff like that. But it was about 3 billion naira, and you could build about a 300 bed hospital. Hold on, yes, I found the tweets, please. I just want to quote it correctly. The estimate was 3 billion naira plus the state's approval and help. You can construct and equip a 5-story building, 200-bed super hospital in Lagos. So rather than spend 21 billion to renovate the national stadium, I would use 10 billion naira of that money and build 600 beds, which would be 15-story building, or three 5-story building edifices, 600-bed super hospital complex, and solve the health issue of Lagos at least once and for all. And I dash you people 11 billion naira to go and fucking embezzle. And it just blows my mind, especially when you come from capitalist America, where inflate the contract but do the actual work, because it's also the pride of the politician to go there and have his name written on that marble plaque, and that thing will be something that people will actually use for time to come and remember him. But the fact that in Nigeria that we've reached under the APC where they embezzle 99% of the work, and then they just go to the site and just put something, they don't even clear it. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling how we got here. It's so mind-boggling. And I don't know if, as the office of the citizen, there is a way to really compel the government to do what they are meant to do. Because Hadi Sirika cannot tell me that without consulting the Nigerian people on what we feel are the most important problems for us in the aviation industry. For me, one of the most important problems in the aviation industry are the runways. The runways are so bumpy that even when you're on the plane, you can actually feel them. Another problem for me, it might sound funny, but fucking sewage and toilets. It might sound funny. Find out from the Nigerian people what they need so that you can spend money on human development index rather than this fictitious hogwash of telling us that the best idea that you could come up with as the Minister of Aviation on what to do with 20 billion naira, 35 to 38 million United States dollars was to buy 10 fire trucks. What phenomenal fire has happened in the Nigerian aviation industry that warranted 10 fire trucks? What we have a Nigerian
N6.
fire truck
Oh,
service.
God.
Ah, God in heaven. Is this a country?
N6. We can
Are you?
N6. They can even they can open a flight school and we start exporting pilots. Like they can use that money to build a world-class
Wait,
flight
why are
school
people like this
where
now? They say they are
see
the first plane. They are
wait
manufacturing plane now. Didn't you hear that the first plane they are
ah,
manufacturing?
do
Ultima, I didn't hear it.
you know the shortage of
How
I'm
much did
hearing you
Airpeace
do you
use
know
to start his business?
do you know the
How much is it
shortage
to
in
enter
airports?
aviation industry?
We're not even as NCs. See, anymore, there's a pilot shortage around the world, especially in the US now, where pilots are getting completely overworked. Do you know how much money you can actually make from just exporting that talent and having you build a world class flight school and have your your Southwest, your big airlines, Delta, partner with them and train pilots in Nigeria, where Nigeria can be the pilot. Like, there's so many things you can do without spending money on frivolities. Because the next Minister
Can
of Aviation will go and buy
Otumba, at this point, Shay, I need APC. I want to beg APC youths because at this point, if it comes from us, it sounds like we are the opposition. But APC youths, wait, is it that are there no intelligent people amongst you guys? Like I don't understand because if there are none, send me a DM. I will think for you people and submit to you guys so that you can submit to your ministers. We can't continue like this.
How can I mute you, please? Sometimes so they're totally not supposed to talk. How can you call APC and intelligence in the same sentence?
That's what I say. I say if they no, say
they're
this
not
intelligence, then they outsource them.
They not get
When they come here and act bishop, say then they outsource intelligence. If you can't think, get others to think for you.
You have been
Saddam, but
stressed for hours.
S has a point. You can outsource thinking. The same way you can outsource processing facility. You can outsource
the only thing
thinking.
is Otumba, even to outsource, it takes process to think. When brain no there, how can you think to even outsource? All that's in their head is to steal. Steal and shout. Just steal, shout, and defend. There's one tout like this. I'm going to post that guy on the Jumbotron. I'll post it. You guys see this guy. Guys see this guy face. One of their greatest noise maker. I don't know that's about Odyssey. He's a pastor. Hey God, I saw the guy.
Lord of Jesus, that don't see that guy. You something.
Hey,
that guy is the definition of the word a creature. A creature. When you see the word creature, now that guy picture. So you get one picture where he post online. He talks saying be pastor.
Make I post let me post on
a human millipede.
Before you do that, before you're doing that, do you remember the conversation me, you, and Teke had yesterday for long about how, or anyone paying attention to how the world is shifting and there's an economic, there's a reset sort of going on where China and a group of countries are trying to wrestle power from. And
it was me and you, the BRICS nations.
The BRICS.
No, we did. But me, Saddam, and Teke had that long conversation where we were sort of examining how each countries are setting themselves up for a sort of a new world order and how they key into this economically. And then you see Kenya. Kenya is at the table right now with Brazil, China, Russia, having that conversations of we want to be able to buy or import things from China by using the yuan without necessarily having to first go convert our currency to US dollar, then buy it. See, like, the world is shifting radically to where countries are thinking of the next 20, 30, 40 years. Oil, OPEC right now has cut oil production. China wants to buy oil directly, is starting to buy oil directly from Russia and Saudi Arabia using the yuan instead of necessarily converting to dollar. So there's a realignment going on, and we are stuck right now. Still,
Otumba, all these people are thinking of is to steal.
Like, we are entering a new age.
We are still discussing tribalism.
Please look at.
Otumba,
we're
going into a new age in
technology. 1 minute. I want Valenzas to enjoy something, please. Please, this is parental discretion. Please, plus 24. You must be above 24 years to look at this picture. If you're under 24 years, whatever you see, do not hold me liable or this violence liable. Please, I'm saying this one more time. If you're under 24, do not look at this picture. Go on the Jumbotron right now and see the creature. See the kind of things that are supporting APC. Go and look at the kind of things. I don't know. In this is health. This is sacrifice. This is sacrifice.
They get one other one where they throw Peter. I'll be like 3 days ago, Saddam. We get cross eye. You know, see that millipede.
Oh,
You know, see that millipede, that creature. Another creature just from the underworld. That one in 2 eyes, just they like this. Just they like this. If they throw Peter Obi, you will never chop belly food.
hey, it's the worst of the worst
Saddam,
of us. The worst of the worst of us.
Saddam.
APC just have to go and find them. Ultimately, doesn't the picture again.
Now why when Saddam, now why when they bring that APC traitor, that Judas yesterday, we know say na APC guy. You know say as the guy be like herbalist.
Naisha Wuru consider Jesus.
See who they want use to lead obedience. You know say as that guy be like reject.
That guy never talk for like 3 days.
That guy be like intern for a far oracle. All those like
Oh God, have mercy.
that's straight from shrine. But on a more serious note, Saddam, like seriously, the world is changing. It's rapid peace, my folks. Go and Google BRIC.
Bro, okay.
Brazil,
please,
Russia, India, and South Africa. Forgot what the China.
Africa. The BRICS. Even South Africa not join. Kenya don't put it. The world is moving in the next 3-4 years. That's why the next 7 years determines the future of so many nations around the world. But we are focused on carrying a criminal drug law.
Saddam, I beg, for the sake of our mental health, come on, this creature, this gargoyle, this misfit, this millipede.
People are. I'm trying to take some comments on the comment. I mean,
please come on, this guy, I beg.
When people see the
guy looks like a product of incest. Please remove him from here, please.
But my dear, people say the guy is giving them terror. This kind of person, you don't need makeup. Where invite me to act terror film, horror movie for children. You just bring his face, put on your camera, everything nonsense. You don't need to make him up.
Now this kind of people they're supposed to use for stunt double for all these kind of gangs of Lagos. They could just use that for bottle breaking scene. They could just a white bottle for your head to cut, wipe your head again till we get the scene properly. They go cut. They go.
Oh God, have mercy. There's a battle for the most useless governor in the comment section. My sister Lami said the useless man cannot even pay salary. Niger State governor is the most useless governor to ever exist. Please, N6, can you read for us Ebony State? Somebody wants you to read Ebony State. What Ebony State governor and take home again as pension, please. If you can do that, please. I will just do that.
Can you guys hear me? There is raining in Lagos, so it's a bit noisy here. Can you guys hear me loud and clear, Saddam?
My brother, you're clear. Go on.
All right, fantastic. So if you're from Ebony State, put your hands in the air. I will recount for you what your governor is taking home in pensions. Just give me a second. This is Rivers, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Kano, Jigawa, Zamfara, Sokoto, Abia, Niger, Ebonyi. Beautiful. Ebonyi.
Before you read Ebonyi, if you notice how the northern governors, their pension is relatively smaller than southern governors.
I will not lie to you. Yes, you're right. I will not lie.
Southern governors are bastard criminals. Those people. And they cannot do anything. But go on, my brother. Please read Ebonyi.
The only northern governor that I say is Zamfara. His pension is very high for zero productivity. They come last in almost every negative indices in the country. But let me move forward. If you're from Ebonyi, hands up. The Ebonyi State Political Office Holders Amendment Law 2011 makes provision for the payment of pensions to Governor Umahi, who is also set to move to the Red Chamber. So I'm not too sure about this. He's going to get pensions as an ex-governor while still reaping the benefits of being a member of the National Assembly, a senator. So Ebonyi people, you would have to find that out legally. The law makes provisions for vehicles, personal aids, amongst others, for the governor and his deputy. But his own is very sketchy. I'm sorry, Ebonyi is very, very sketchy. I'm sorry. Ebonyi is very sketchy. That's
okay, all right.
Yeah.
After we came hard on Mogalu, the Johnson professor, he now had to apologize. You see, when people don't please drag them by the balls. Zos, if you're there, please join us in this conversation and you could help us moderate.
No, but Saddam, I will say something. The tale of two professors. Two professors came out and insulted Nigerians. One called us fascist, the other one called us uncultured and unlettered. The Nigerians gave them a piece of their mind. In 24 hours, the second professor came out and apologized And, we know him to be somebody of a bipolarity in his tendencies. He might still insult obedience tomorrow, but at least he came out and apologized. The second guy did not. Rather than double down, he asked for a debate with Dati and has gone on to even go as far as writing letters and calling us more unprintable names than fascists. So for now, I would call truce with Professor Morgalu. Prior to when he insulted obedience, we barely knew he existed and we'll send him back to that obscurity. Secondly, Saddam, for the sake of our mental health, we'll have to put a time limit on this creature that we have put on our jumbotron. This guy he's not really helping our cause right now. This is one of those people that should be under Peter Obi's scholarship scheme than anything else. Even worse, I heard he's a pastor, so I don't know what he'll be preaching on the pulpit. He's one of the biggest house slaves, somebody who is Igbo but personally would sell out the Igbos. Huge on fake news. I blocked him about 2 years ago. This guy really should not be on our jumbotron any further. God bless you. How are you? Saddam, can you hear me?
Oh, Ensis, can you hear me, please? I thought I was speaking. I don't know. My mic was on me. Sorry. I said somebody's in my DM. Somebody's in my DM, and he sent me. He said, "Bro, please, tell Ensis to unblock me now. He's removing me from the violence space, please." Ensis, I beg. Make I say the guy do that. Make you unblock him, please. I beg, go, please.
Say the guys at the block, I go block you, can't block the morons when like waiting you talk. So maybe in go mislike something. Or maybe he attack me direct. So I go check waiting in talk. If not, man, they come violence space with him burner account. I tell you now, say if not be for my block list, now like 10,000 people supposed to come this space every day. You understand? But for the sake of my mental health, I send them to oblivion. I rapture them with my block button. You understand? So send me a handle. Let me check what offense he committed. If it's something that is irredeemable, Otilo, it don't be. You understand?
I beg pity him for the sake of the violence space, please pity him. Please pity him. Thank you. All right, so please, you can come into the conversation right now.
My head don't tear for you, I swear. Essex, you didn't mention that it was Tinubu that even started this whole pension scheme.
Oh yes. So I'm so sorry. That
I'm
was
sure that
actually
was
how
an
I was going
oversight.
to end my submission.
I'm
It
sure
was
that was
Bola
an
Ahmed
oversight.
Tinubu that started pension scheme for ex-governors and amended it in Lagos State before it was adopted nationwide. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry. It was actually my final statement. Yeah.
I figured. So
What a criminal. What a
I'm telling
criminal.
you, that man, they call Bola
He has
Tinubu.
set many, many very terrible precedents in the Nigerian politics. He has. Continue, sir.
Thank you. Saddam, evening, N6, Jimmy, and all the valencers. Good evening, Otumba. Bankole, I see you, brother. Oh, wow, this is a very, very powerful list of topics that we have here. APC terrorism resumes. Ex-governor's pension, Adichie letter. I'll talk about the Adichie letter because it's something that brought very sad memories, back as I was reading that letter. She talked about everything that happened on the day of the election, and it was like I was reliving that whole experience. I remember we had a situation room and we were hearing all the stories. So for me, it was a very very it was very touching to read her letter again. But I just pray that the United States government will just take heed and listen to the plight of Nigerians because, for one thing, it's not just about the stability of Africa or the stability of the West African region that should take precedence over the plight of 250 million people. I'm sure by the time they do census now, if we let the census continue, maybe we'll be talking about 300 million Nigerians. So it's not really just about the stability of the country. Like, I've read so many reports and articles about how these governments try as much as possible to just turn a blind eye to events, be a problem that will affect Europe, and the rest of the world. So I only pray that they will just listen to Africans. Although looking at America, looking at their past history, we know what they are capable of. We know what they have done in the past. I was watching some documentaries about the atom bomb and the people from the Bikini Islands. The word bikini actually was coined out of the nuclear explosion that took place, nuclear explosion experiments that took place on an island called Bikini. So it was those events that actually led to the bikini being the bikini and what we know it as today. So the US government have been embroiled in so many scandalous, so many scandals, so many controversies globally. And if they look at Africa now, Africa is rising. Africa is rising. And the influence of America is dwindling. The influence of America is dwindling. So I think they should actually align, just like Chief Adichie posited, and she argued that the US should actually align with the people of Nigeria, not just the government that are in place. Because if the people rise up, there is no country in the world, there is no group of countries that can sustain 200 million citizens. And this is going to definitely be a regional crisis, not just in Nigeria alone. It's going to be a regional crisis. So I beg the United States government, I beg you, Democrats, me, I support the Democrats. I haven't been much of a Republican, but these days I am tilting seriously towards the Republican side. Because from all